Here we come. They are off. Corey Heim leads them. Green flag is in the air. We're making history in racing at Lime Rock Park. Great start for Corey Heim as they're side by side. Every single row behind him, touching, beating, and banging.
We're just going to see that all day long, Jamie. Look how those two trucks side by side fill up the whole racetrack. Great action, great shots. That's the left-hander, the only one on the track.
Now they work their way up through the Paul Newman straight, uphill into turn 5.
This is my favorite turn, Jamie, the uphill.
I'm speechless still. We just made it through turns 1, 2, 3, 4 without anybody off-roading there, Michael. I did not see that coming.
Well, get ready, Trevor, because as the laps roll on, these truckers tend to get a little wilder and wilder. We're going to see a lot of off-track action, I guarantee you that.
Right there, Caden Honeycutt tracking out wide using every ounce of asphalt through turn 5. I can't wait until we settle down a little bit and we can start showing some of these shots as we see Caden Honeycutt attacking on Ty Majeski through turn 7.
Oh, Britt Cruz off the road a little bit again, it looks like up ahead of him. And look at Raja Caruth in the 71. Can he sniff away to get him 3 wide as they head toward Big Bend? And
now Ty Majeski has to give up that spot there for the most part. This Big Bend is a long sweeping corner, and even if you don't want to give up the spot, they're going to push you wide.
And the right-hander, wow, let's take a look at that again.
Yeah, the 98 there is struggling through turn 7, setting up that pass by Raja. Let's see what we
Here's
have
our
on the
leader, Corey Heim, going wide.
That tells you that they're just running right on the edge, Trevor. We see it every week with the trucks. These races are quick, they're short, and you know you better get it while the getting's good.
That's a great point about Lane Riggs. Hasn't been in the series that long, and you mentioned we're looking at Spencer Boyd in the 76 parked, but not a lot of road course experience for Lane Riggs. Rookie of the year in the series last year. This is the first of 3 road courses we'll go to this season.
Well, we're seeing his rear wheel spin there on Spencer Boyd. I think he's going to get back going again. He's going to blend right around where the leaders are at here in turn 3. Got a right front tire down. It'll be interesting to see if he can make it back to pit road because he's on the other end of the racetrack.
Spencer had some issues prior to this spin. A couple of laps down already, just trying to limp it back home as here comes Corey Heim around him.
As this battle right here rages on.
Grant Enfinger off the road and qualifying with a little bit of damage.
10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, all right here.
Talked to Grant, and he said it wasn't enough to matter. It's just a driver error, and he was going to get that all squared away in this race today. He's running really strong right now in that Nitro.
Our leader, Corey Heim, working his way around lap traffic. He's already gotten around 2 of them, including one of his teammates, Tony Breidinger.
That's the first truck he's seen in front of him all day, Trevor. It has to feel a little bit weird as he tries to work over Frankie Muniz down into Big Bend. Spencer Boyd, we know he had problems early. Now he's all over Frankie Muniz. Go on board with Frankie and see if he can hold off Spencer as here comes Jordan Taylor making the pass to put these guys in his rearview mirror.
Jordan Taylor right there running 3rd.
Brett Cruz is now in that frame as well, right behind Jordan Taylor. He's closed that gap to within a 10th. See if he can try to get by him through this traffic here. That'd be big for Brett to be on the inside of this next restart if he can make it there.
Watch this big dive. There you go. Down into Big Bend, takes that inside road.
And there it is, the green and white checkered flag in the air for Corey Heim, who picks up his 13th stage win of 2025, coming in hot.
Still just sliding that truck off that downhill turn and takes the green and white checkered.
This part of the track has been so entertaining.
Do your kids like to get their belly taken in the car? Like you go over a hill and it kind of,
it's like a roller coaster.
Takes your belly. That's what this is every lap.
And that hole right there beside the road that you talked about, Trevor, is just going to keep getting deeper and deeper as these guys go through there and churn that dirt up. So more and more difficult as the laps pass by.
So the truckers make their way down pit road, and as Trevor mentioned, this is modified live stops, no competitive advantage. Now every truck will pull into their box. Nobody can go over the wall until NASCAR gives them the go-ahead. As we're getting ready for our first restart of the day, Corey Heim on the inside in the 11 truck, Lane Riggs on the outside in the 34. Nose to nose, a little bit closer than the initial start.
Better launch for Lane Riggs there on the outside. Obviously going to try to dive down in, but Corey's got the advantage on the inside.
Through Big Bend.
A lot of tire smoke a little further back in the field. Oh, we got one off track as well. Corey's able to squeeze by Lane Riggs off of turn 2.
Everybody keeps it straight.
Oh, big chunk of dirt coming up there. That was Jake Garcia, I think, that hit that.
Jordan Taylor in third.
Connor Mozak, another great job. Strong at Pocono. We expected him to be good here. He's running in the 4th position. Brent Cruz, he was in the top 5 before that last restart. Kind of got shuffled back, but man, this has been a Corey Heim clinic.
And talking about Connor Mozak, the job he's been doing, he's up to 4th, Todd.
Morgan and Muniz, because the leader is on your bumper.
For the 2nd time today. Like you said, Corey has tremendous patience, especially when it comes to this. Setting up these lap trucks, planning his time, and I believe this is exactly where he passed him the first time. So he puts Frankie Muniz 2 laps down.
Caden probably was taking care of those tires a bit early in the run after getting word that one of his tires delaminated, and probably taking it easy, tiptoeing a little bit. Maybe it'll come back to him as the run finishes off here. Only 4 to go in this stage. Cam Waters didn't hesitate jumping up over that curve, did he? As he went down into turn 1?
Getting all of it. So, but as you get to turn 6, where we picked up Thomas Annunziato a little bit ago, man, that curve you got to stay off of. It is aggressive. Here's a turn 2 curve.
Josh Balicki in the 44 trying to hold off Jake Garcia in the 13.
Battle for the 18th position. Looks like Jake's a little quicker right now than Balicki.
Garcia thinking about those points that he wants. It's the final lap of stage number 2.
There's a good shot of squeezing over the curb to help that truck turn, transition from straightaway to corner.
He won the last 2 road course races. As he comes out of the final corner, he'll see the green and white flag in the air. Unbelievable. 5th time this season Heim has swept both stages. And right there, officially, he picks up his 14th stage win of the year.
And his 5th stage 2 win in a row. I mean, just unprecedented. Never has happened before in the Truck Series.
Well, for the 34 of Lane Riggs, said he was tight in 1 and 2, and that transition to 3 and 4 just upset the nose of that truck. He felt like he didn't have the drive off he needed. Now, they made an air pressure adjustment in stage 1. At the end of stage 1, that is, he came over the radio and said it lasted for about 25 laps, so he wants more of that air pressure adjustment, hoping it helps him out this next run. As far as the 11 of Corey Heim, what a dominant run. 71 laps led. He swept the stages so far. He's been here before and not taken it home, so let's see if he can come home with the win here today. But they debated changes. He said no, he feels good about that truck, so he's just going to get tires and ride this one out, guys.
Wonder if the looks like the pace truck is stopping because somebody is leaking some oil onto the racetrack, and need to figure out how that's happening. And that's what I think this is about. Not only to clean it up, but find out where it's coming from.
Bring them to a halt here as they get that cleaned up. There's the team. They are on it.
Yeah, you see that front truck with the number 3 on it. That's a speedy dry dispenser. They'll be looking to lay some of that down.
We saw this yesterday. Wesley Slimp, he was had a tire blow and it cut his oil line, and all over the racetrack oil went down. The team did a great job of getting it cleaned up, and that's exactly what they're faced with here.
But this is interesting because we didn't have an incident, so somebody is leaking fluid under caution. Be 24 laps to go. The 3rd and final stage of this race. Back in the air, nose to nose, down the straight.
Side. Look at Riggs trying to side draft that 11 truck. Really crowding him down that front straightaway.
Fanning out, little contact behind him.
Craftsman out wide, he's going to end up in the dirt here.
Straight through the grass. Do we stay green here? He's able to keep it straight. Corey Heim with the advantage, back to the lead.
He worked all day long to make his way inside the top 20 and just saw how hard it was to pass now Craftsman all the way back to last. That's gotta hurt.
Welcome back to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, racing from Lime Rock Park. You stepped aside, you didn't miss anything. Dawson Sutton saw he had an issue, but we stay green. 13 laps to go.
Uh-oh.
Another off-road excursion for the 88.
Craftsman was on pit road for an unscheduled stop. Whoa. Lost his tread. Or
Ooh, another 3 feet, and that would have been a yellow flag. That thing rolled out onto the racetrack.
well, don't tell that to Corey Heim.
Absolutely not.
We don't need that aggravation if you're Heim. Would you call this a walk in the park?
Uh-oh.
Since we're at Lime Rock Park for Corey Heim?
Like he couldn't stop it.
Yeah, sometimes when you lose a tire like that, it'll cut a brake line and no pressure on the pedal to be able to slow it down. So, be a good battle.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Matt Mills
You
off
just said
track
it.
once again.
Why'd you have to bring Corey Heim into this, Michael?
Well, it's happened repeatedly this year. Late race drama. I don't think Mills is going to get going.
I don't either. He's stuck there. You see the rear end trying to get some traction.
He's on the lead lap until this off-road excursion.
Mills was 24th at the time that he went off-road, and the caution is out. This is the first caution we've had for incident.
And here we go again.
And we're going to see more of it now. Corey Heim on the inside where he has restarted all day long, leans on Lane Riggs on the outside. They're fanning out behind him.
Oh, in the dirt.
Sam Posey straight all the way down into Big Bend, turn one.
Give the advantage to Lane.
They
Lane
lock him
locked
up
up.
all over the
Oh,
place.
he locked it up, and around goes
Jordan
the 7.
Taylor in the grass.
Raja
It looks like
Peru.
Raja. Chaos. That's the most we've seen on a restart today. But look, Corey Heim runs away.
See Andres Perez coming back on track. Jordan Taylor blending back in. It looks like everyone
I haven't seen,
got back going except for Raja
I
Peru.
haven't
Have you
seen
seen him
Raja
yet?
yet.
Have some damaged trucks after that
Oh,
restart.
Brett Cruz off. There's Raja Cruz coming back on.
Stage wins, domination. We talk about him all the time. He is going to be a Sunday racer next weekend. He will be.
And I believe already, Jamie, he is a Sunday guy that's racing on Fridays and Saturdays.
Absolutely, he is. And there it is, down the Sam Posey straight. Checkered flag is in the air for the 16th time in his career. He does it. Corey Heim wins the first race at Lime Rock Park.